Your feelings are freaking valid, okay? Your feelings do matter. They are important. And it's okay if you're stressed out from your job. It's okay if you had a hard week. It's okay if you didn't want to work a 12-hour shift. You're a hard worker. It's okay if you have anxiety. Woo. You're allowed to have a hard week at work. And you're allowed to feel sad. And you're allowed to feel mad. You're allowed to not like your boss. You're allowed to want to quit your job if you want to. And you don't have to pretend that you don't have anxiety. You don't have to pretend that you don't have depression. You don't have to pretend that those words didn't hurt your feelings, because they... Good morning, you guys. It's Monday today. I have therapy in 2 hours. Oh my god, I feel so like foggy right now in my head, and my body just feels... It like never gets easier. I know this is probably gonna be my third session, and it's still, I'm just so nervous, which is interesting because like yesterday I was like, oh my god, like good thing I have therapy so I can talk about like everything that I'm like dealing with right now. But it's still very scary. Nobody ever really sees me when I'm like this. Like I mask it, you know? And so to go into a space where it's like you don't have to like mask it. Like if you're feeling anxiety, like let it show. My biggest tip when you have to go grocery shopping or run errands while you're experiencing anxiety, whether it's coming in the form of like today my brain fog or disassociation, or your thoughts are racing, or your body feels weak and fatigued, the biggest tip that I had was to put in your earbuds, or just to put in earbuds, just to kind of cancel out some of the noise. Play music, like whether it's a good album that always brings you into the present moment, or frequencies, or like nature, something soothing. You can do like lo-fi. Push yourself to find every single product that you need, everything on your list, and take your time in each aisle. And don't rush yourself, because rushing yourself actually increases the anxiety. Trying to get in and out will increase the anxiety, and you're going to forget things. I don't know, I just feel like then you kind of spiral that way. So if you can just take that hour, if you gave yourself an hour to go grocery shopping but you're trying to get it done in 20 minutes, that's a lot of pressure. So take the full hour to grab every single item that you need, and watch how in that hour you can pull yourself into the present moment. Can we take a moment for my eyes? Look at them. And that's on brown mascara. It's hours later. I went through my therapy. I went to the grocery store. I actually had to go to Fry's as well because I needed things that I couldn't find at like Trader Joe's and Sprouts. I also picked up some stuff for like the house, for everyone at the house. And I picked up some pizza from Pizza Hut because pizza is my favorite food. I know, so basic. It's like everyone's favorite food. For a long time, my favorite food was like chicken wings and French fries, maybe some Chinese. Chinese, honestly, yes. It's, if anything, it's like a good tie between like Chinese and like pizza. But pizza, I feel like just always hits the spot for me, especially if it's made right. My personal favorite is Pizza Hut. They're gonna sponsor me one day. Yeah, like I said, I went to therapy. So we're gonna do like a little mukbang section of this video and just talk about what I learned in therapy today and enjoy some food. So these are their lemon pepper boneless wings. They're chicken nuggets. Look at this pizza. Oh my god. My therapy session came at the perfect time. So without like going into like details of what happened, because it's my personal life, and also just like I also want to respect the privacy of people involved who may not be comfortable with like me sharing the full details, but also this is part of my experience. So without like really explaining the details, I was triggered the other night on a Saturday by words that my dad chose to use when talking to me. And the thing like with my parents, and I think a lot of us can relate to the fact that sometimes our parents just, although they love us so much and like we know how hard they work to provide for us and take care of us emotionally or mentally, there's room for improvement there. And I think as adults we start realizing those patterns, whether it's the choice of words that our parents use towards us that have shaped us to have, you know, our negative beliefs about ourselves, yeah, or just to believe things about ourselves that aren't completely true. My dad used some words that triggered me, and in the moment I didn't realize that they triggered me. I knew that they made me angry. I knew that I did not like that, but I chose to just go to my room. And the next morning, so yesterday morning, I woke up and I could not get these thoughts out of my head. So the most that I could explain was like, I hate myself, I hate my life, I don't deserve the things that I have, I don't work hard enough, I can't go grocery shopping because I don't have enough money, I can't go grocery shopping because I don't deserve it, I shouldn't spend my money on groceries, I shouldn't waste my money on food, I shouldn't spend my money on this, I shouldn't do this with my money, I shouldn't, you know, I hate myself, I hate this day, I hate, you know. And I was noticing these thoughts, and I was noticing the dissociation that was happening in my body. My body was feeling very far away from myself, and kind of just asking myself, like, what's wrong? What's wrong with me? Like, what is it? What do I need to fix right now? Like, then I came to realize, talking on Instagram with you guys, those of you who follow my Instagram, I came to realize that I was triggered. I was triggered by the words that my dad chose to use towards me. And although I know for him he wasn't being malicious, he wasn't even trying to be mean or insensitive, but the words were. So what my therapist helped me notice, maybe not in just like one instance, but maybe over my 25 years of life, I've had moments at different ages, whether it's 5, 7, 12, 16, 19, 21, of all these times that I've been told by parents that my feelings didn't matter. And it's interesting that like parents will tell you your feelings don't matter, but not in those words, you know? Sometimes it's in words, sometimes it's invalidating your feelings, sometimes it's in their actions that convince you that your feelings aren't real. And for me, that's personally like where I feel my parents have made me feel like my feelings aren't real. I grew up hearing that depression wasn't real and that anxiety wasn't real and that it means you're lazy. The adult version of me, the adult Lucia right now is just like, No, I know that my depression is real. I know that I struggle with anxiety. I know that my feelings are real, and I know that my feelings matter and they are important. And I know these things, but that version of me that is 7, that is 13, that is 16, who believes those things is the part that's being triggered right now. And the most like helpful thing that my therapist did today was help me realize the dialogue that I have between myself and my younger self. And I know a lot of people talk about it, like in the healing world, people who are in their healing era, about healing your inner child. And I really saw today, like, whoa, like there really is a child still here that hasn't learned how to cope with things. Like the way she put it, it was so like, I was like, yeah, that all those child versions of me are using the coping mechanisms that I had to use back then to survive, whereas the adult me knows that like those coping mechanisms aren't going to help. Like they're not working for me. It's very sad to think of that, like as a 6-year-old child you had to like learn how to dissociate. You had to like escape your body to like survive what was going on, to then have it happen again at 13 to like say, you know what, my feelings, they really aren't real. Like this stress it's not there, in order to survive the moment that I was in at the time. And then to just keep doing it over and over again, it's actually very sad to think of. I do have this relationship with like this inner child in me that I get to like meet, and that's something that my therapist was also like saying, is like, we don't want to tell this other version of you that it's wrong or that you're wrong. We don't want them to go away. We want to invite her here. We want to bring her forward so that she can become present in this moment. And that's scary. And the homework is basically to journal, to kind of slow down my thoughts. I like to describe to her that my thoughts are kind of like one of those old like movie things that you like spin and it just like goes from clip to clip. That's like what happens in my thoughts and in my head, and I become so foggy. So journaling, and then the way that I choose to speak to myself, like when I'm feeling triggered, when there's too much thoughts, because I'm triggered, because there's some kind of insecurity or there's something that's coming up that, you know, I'm having a hard time dealing with, rather than asking myself, what's wrong with me? Like, what's wrong? Because even though in the moment I'm genuinely like wondering, like, what happened? What's wrong that I'm feeling this way? What's wrong with me? But that's something that a child would say. A child would think that it was them, that they did something wrong. But an adult is the one who would come in and say, you did nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with your feelings right now. If you're feeling sad, that's okay. I'm here to support you. So in these moments that I tell myself what's wrong with me, to reframe my thought into, what do I need right now? What do I need to support myself right now? So that's gonna be my homework for the next 2 weeks until I see her again. So we'll probably do like a vlog just updating you guys, and I have a lot of taste tests that I need to do of stuff that I bought today. And you can also think of it like, if it were your best friend or somebody who you love deeply were to come to you and let you know that they're disassociative, they're suicidal, they're depressed, they're sad, they're triggered, and you look at them and you say, what's wrong with you? Versus, how can I help you? What do you need? How can I support you?